afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 versus 1 on Beaux Lowlands. Yes, indeed, it is time to head back to the Lowlands. It's been some time since we've last seen a fight here, so this should be interesting. Hopefully, also we shall be watching Eatmuffin fighting for the United States, taking on the fight for the 26th Infantry Division. Opposing him shall be Gravemouth of the 352nd Volksgrenadier Division, and looks like he's starting out with a 3 Pioneer start, perhaps, or just 2. No, it is in fact a 3 Pioneer start, whereas we're seeing a 1 Engineer start from Eatmuffin. So in that regard, very different sort of play, very different sort of openings, whereas Gravemouth is very initially focusing on just grabbing as much territory as possible. We see, on the other hand, that Eatmuffin is much more intent on getting as much infantry out on the field as possible. And of course, that's the thing with the Americans. They can actually pay off with this and still gain some nice territory due to the fact that Riflemen seize territory faster than German infantry. So, bold little move right there from Eatmuffin. But at the same time, also definitely bold move here from Gravemouth. We'll of course have to see how this one actually works out. Gravemouth heading very swiftly towards the resources over here, whereas we also see another Pioneer squad being sent over there. At the same time, Eatmuffin's infantry is on a much more eastbound path as well to the 2 Pioneer squads over here. Could very likely risk incurring the wrath of the United States Riflemen. And there we go, the first Volksgrenadier squad arrived from Gravemouth. So quite then, they got already a second squad of Riflemen out for Eatmuffin. And in that sense, again, he will have the infantry advantage over Gravemouth. But at the same time, even with that, Gravemouth will initially have some advantage in how much territory he's holding. But it won't last for that long. Doesn't take long, of course, until he encounters the Rifleman. In that case, it all rather goes to hell. And there we go. First engagement. Pioneers being engaged by the Rifleman. The Rifleman moving in, firing away with the Rifles, closing in on the Pioneers. Pioneers very close, taking the heavy munitions. But, actually medium munitions, my fault, but there you go. Nonetheless, the Pioneers are pushed away. They do manage to take, but at the same time we do see that Eatmuffin is quick to render it neutral, or at least make it his own. And a Volksgrenadier squad moving in. We're seeing a 3rd squad of the Riflemen on the way, and a 2nd squad of Volksgrenadiers out for Gravemouth. So right there, of course, we do see the infantry advantage is to Eatmuffin. And slowly the territorial advantage will also go his way, because again, well, Gravemouth simply can't hold all that territory, and in fact he used the Volksgrenadiers not to guard his own gains, but actually to begin making gains of his own as well. So in that sense, very diffuse sort of opening from Gravemouth, which rather allows Eatmuffin the optimal amount of chance to do some damage. We do see him moving back in. We do see immediately Gravemouth sets about digging in a position. We're seeing another squad of Volksgrenadiers moving in. We're seeing another Rifleman going in. We're going to see quite a bit of an engagement here, since Gravemouth has clearly indicated he wants to stand his ground in the name of the Fatherland. Not one step back. The Führer commands it. And right there, we do see the Volksgrenadiers holding out on this small island as 2 Rifleman squads moving in. There we go, they're pushing in very close. Looks like one Rifleman squad already getting focused down there, taking heavy casualties. Volksgrenadiers also getting shot at, and there we go, they're actually getting out in the middle of everything. They're in negative cover, down to so little health, retreating.
Enemy unit down.
And there we go, 1 squad down for both players. And now we see the Volksgrenadiers trying to get back into heavy cover. The Riflemen simply have the advantage, and that was a brutal engagement. This small area is littered with wounded and corpses, and nobody seems to care, just as they're screaming, "Wait, get back here, I don't want to die." And the German screaming, "Yeah, get back here, I don't want to die either." So a rather brutal engagement within the first 5 minutes of the game. Lots of losses, lots of dead. Quite impressive. We also see an MG42 out there, but both players will be lacking in 1 squad of infantry, but that will largely be more to the advantage of Eatmuffin, who's already getting another squad, and likely would get a 4th one. And there we go, another squad of Volksgrenadiers out as well. Victory point over there being secured. Rifle moving over to the right. And already fresh engagement. At the same time, we also see Eatmuffin laying down some mines, ready to catch some German infantry unawares. In fact, there's a small minefield being laid out here.
Good enough for army work.
And there we go, Gravemouth's troops pushing forwards. Medium munitions once more being going for right there. Gravemouth really wants to harass. Of course, he also wants to cut off the resources right here. Of course, that is a good point for doing so. Another squad of Volksgrenadiers could be hitting the mines. That could be very painful, of course. Pioneer shifting back as well. The MG apparently not entirely sure where to go. And Pioneer squad hit the mine, not dead. And there you go, Rifle squad pushes off the Volksgrenadiers, and the Pioneers over here will likely run into some problems as well. So Riflemen push in, and we could see another set of casualties for this small area. And there we go. This place keeps on claiming lives. And we could see another Pioneer squad go down for Gravemouth. It looks like they are on the run as Riflemen set up to perhaps try and intercept and finish the job. Will the Pioneers make it? Or will the Pioneer make it? Would be... No, he did not. Instead, he died. Not quite like a man. And Eatmuffin continues to dominate through his larger infantry presence, although of course he has suffered some losses. And looks like he's trying to replace some. And you also see him... No, he hasn't of course suffered any, so he's just getting more engineers, like to build up something the base, so he doesn't have to pull the ones from the front line away. By the way, with a minesweeper to stop any mines, we also see minesweepers up for Gravemouth, so both players already having minesweepers. That is a good sign. More mines going down there for Eatmuffin. Very good job. He's definitely expecting a main push to come through here, so of course he's mining that direction largely. Two Volksgrenadier squads moving in on the Riflemen and is successfully pushing them away due to their larger numbers. We do see that Eatmuffin's having a harder time actually holding back the German infantry. MG42 moving over here to support another Volksgrenadier squad. Riflemen taking a beating over in the west. And slowly getting pushed away. And this time Gravemouth seems a bit more prepared for any sort of engagement over here. And there you go, Riflemen moving up straight into the MG fire, trying to get away, but no, they do continue on to get suppressed, losing one man, at the same time also pushing up here towards the troops in heavy cover. Will there be grenades? No, the Riflemen out in negative cover, of course, are easier targets and take more damage, and we simply see Eatmuffin's Riflemen getting murdered there in the water again. This place proves to be lethal. A kill zone, and looks like one Rifleman this time around actually makes it out of there alive. And once more, a few rolling around in the water. Except they're not at the beach, or out swimming. Krieg barracks up, that is good news. And we see that Gravemouth is slightly shifting away, probably confident that there's nothing here. He is shifting towards defending more from the west, which is likely a good move. Hiding behind the fence, they will never see us here. You are aware this is not a bush but a fence. Shut up, Heinz. You're always such a downer. And a few engineers sneaking up here, no real mines except these, and they apparently seem to have not been spotted. Grenadiers scored out for Gravemouth, so the 52nd Volksgrenadiers are a bit more prepared for violence. Volksgrenadier divisions were usually formed out of the remnants of infantry divisions already shattered either on the western or eastern front, with a core of the veterans and other such things, and then a lot of new fresh troops from a mix of the army, the Luftwaffe and the Kriegsmarine. And there we go, advancing up here, MG42 holds up, and of course there's a chance of pushing up there. Will the MG42 turn about and stop this? No. Looks like Gravemouth conducts a full retreat instead. Grenadiers pushing up in the center with a Panzerschreck. And Riflemen pushing in towards the west. So Browning automatics now up for Eatmuffin. Interesting choice. He could have gone for armored cars, but no. Instead he opts to increase his infantry firepower and end the lives of several Volksgrenadiers in the same process. At the same time pushing up here, but of course having missed the mine, his Rifleman squad takes heavy losses, losing most of the men. Another Rifleman squad pushing up against the Grenadiers. Granate going in, the Riflemen largely dodge it. Continuing against the Grenadiers, but the Grenadiers might have the advantage due to the Riflemen's low health already. And there we go, the Riflemen in fact will need to retreat in the face of the Grenadiers. This is bad news for Eatmuffin. And there we go. His men will be eating no more muffins, and looks like the Grenadiers will be slightly increased in equipment. Second exchange, which of course means another squad died somewhere else. Likely another Volksgrenadier squad, though I have no real idea where. I must have missed it. Probably over here though, somewhere. But another set of losses, and of course more replacements from Eatmuffin. He might want to consider, of course, a medic station roll that, and of course Gravemouth might want to consider a medic bunker. Good position would in fact be over here. We'll be able to cover the area right here and the area here with medics. But the front line is more stabilizing now, much also getting slowly a bit more into the advantage of Gravemouth. Thought about a half-track, but apparently going straight for the Grenadiers instead, and we also see some veterans on the way for Gravemouth's infantry. That is good. MG42 ready here to support the Grenadiers if it sets up. Another larger infantry assault going in from Eatmuffin. Will the MG42 be able to set up in time? We're seeing a second MG42 now, by the way, from Gravemouth. Interesting move. Apparently very worried about the infantry approaches. If only had a grenade already upgraded, he might be able to lob it here at the MG crew and do some damage, but the BARs continued. Nonetheless, not quite as daunted. We might see the MG4 actually get cleared out right there. Indeed, Grenadier squad's going to have to move in. Volksgrenadiers moving in, and perhaps also that second MG42 might want to provide support of fire. And a Pioneer squad is lost. Definitely a bit of a thrashing right there delivered by Eatmuffin to Gravemouth's troops.
We have gained the momentum on the field.
While another smaller force has been detached up here to take away the territory right there, so the map is rather shifting in who controls what for the time being. Gravemouth doing his best to establish a front line, but not quite having any full success because he keeps losing infantry forces. And a small team of Grenadiers has been dispatched. Opening up on the riflemen. Going past the trees. Leaping from cover to cover. And there we go. We're seeing blitzkrieg. We're seeing grenades. We're seeing blitz grenades. And we're seeing a mine right there, which actually goes off and suppresses the rifleman. Nicely down there. Of course, probably quite a bit unintentional. But there you go. Still quite interesting to see that. In fact, Gravemouth going for blitzkrieg. He's going very much for the right-hand side. And that's actually a bit rare. Usually, I mean, it's very much a west, left path focus of the blitzkrieg doctrine, not a right-hand side. So that's definitely interesting. Arriving here, advancing up the center, getting suppressed by the second MG42. And the riflemen are getting pinned to the ground like bugs. And there we go, another force moving in there, overwhelming the Grenadiers, or at least threatening to do so. And another blitzkrieg assault. A lot of munitions right there being expended by Gravemouth to hold the line. By the same Grenadier squad, causing some severe casualties to the riflemen in the process. Another Grenadier squad nearby. Veterans 2 for the riflemen as well. That's a good little thing. And another mine goes off right there. Almost actually killing someone, but not quite. And another engineer squad could also risk getting murdered right there. But not quite either. Now a weapon support center. Eatmuffin seems very interested in just an infantry approach. A bit disregarding towards any vehicles for the time being. But it looks like that instead Gravemouth is in fact escalating the fight, calling in support from a nearby Panzer Grenadier division. Most likely. With the Sturm Armory. So that should be interesting, and that could definitely cause Eatmuffin quite the headache, since he will be very much unprepared. Volksgrenadiers here taking some losses as the Browning automatics fire away the Grenadier squad held up here. And there we go, another blitzkrieg assault. Immer mehr Stielgranate. Stunning a few of the riflemen. Wounding, but not quite killing as of yet. And another mine engagement over here. The engineers are quite clearly outgunned by a nice position here from Gravemouth with an MG and Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers. Riflemen getting cut down in the open. The casualties inflicted by these two Grenadier squads are quite devastating to Grave. Oh no, we might see a bit of a Turnabout then, and it is what will go down for Gravemouth. A nasty loss there with these Grenadiers. And another group retreats. Slightly more. Oh, hitting the mines. We could see another. Oh, that's just bloody close. That could have absolutely been a devastating situation for Gravemouth if he'd lost that second squad of infantry as well. That was bloody close. We do see armoured cars on the way, but that was devastating, to put it mildly. And we also see now a sniper out, so Eatmuffin clearly intending to go nuts on Gravemouth's troops, cause some heavy casualties.
We're losing territory.
Definitely one good approach, and we're seeing the MG crew there getting sniped and quickly retreating in the face of the sniper. And there we go, first armor car ready, minesweepers out. Gravemouth has had enough with those goddamn mines, except of course he's already by this stage detonated most of them.
We're losing territory.
But still not a bad choice. There we go, he spots the last mine and sets down some of his own to make it hard, of course, for Eatmuffin to counter-attack him. Nice choice, nice choice. Flanking in from another side, although grenade there ultimately fails to do nothing. Armor coming in there, engaging the other rifleman squad in the center. Infantry advance continues up, and we're getting under fire from the MG42. If only again he had grenades, he could launch a larger pronged assault. Try to attack from here, here, and here, and then get off a grenade on the crew inside, possibly also kill off some of the defending infantry. Instead, that's not quite what's happening. Instead, what is happening is that all of Eatmuffin's infantry is running into severe fire and is taking several casualties and is thus unable to actually continue. Which actually means that, in fact, at the very moment, Gravemouth has cut off pretty much all of Eatmuffin's resources, which is definitely very painful. Another Grenadier squad pushes in from the north, engaging the riflemen there, and the losses continue to mount. A nice engagement right there from Gravemouth, turning the tables on Eatmuffin. Armacado has advanced into it, actually hit a mine. We might see a sticky bomb go off on it. And rather looks like that Eatmuffin was a bit prepared for an armoured car rush into his base, and there we go, the armoured car is out of control, it is lost. Gravemouth is a bit home. We also see a bunker going down right here. I suppose it could be a machine gun bunker, but still a bit of an awkward placement, to put it mildly. Since you could theoretically creep through there or there. Well, I suppose what he's hoping is that the MG inside this building will provide cover. He's in fact pulling it away. So already the sniper is casting shadows of doubt over Gravemouth's plan. And at the same time, note here how Gravemouth has shifted all of his forces towards this area, which rather means the entire right-hand side is open. Of course, we are seeing here that Eatmuffin is likely realizing this at the very moment, as in then shifting towards infantry here to begin taking away territory from where Gravemouth is. Now, that's a slight problem here for Gravemouth. He should have left at least a small force here. In fact, an armoured car would likely been able to stop most of the harassment, and we do see the armoured car being pulled away to do, in fact, that exactly. And you also see a second one up here, so he could quickly react here and perhaps stop the harassment and the loss of territory to Eatmuffin. But the question is, how fast will it happen? Rather than here getting engaged, taking victory points away though from Gravemouth. Sniper gets a nice hit down the MG crew. Armor cars continue to advance, and we are just seeing them taking an unbelievable toll on the riflemen, shearing their way, like, you know, cutting the way through most of a rifleman squad. Oh, down to one man, down to one man. The sniper continues to kill away most merrily. And armor coming a bit too close. There we go, sticky bombs galore. And a damaged engine right there at the same time. No multiple though, and a mortar from Eatmuffin. Interesting, interesting. But there we go. While Gravemouth is taking this, he is losing this instead. So nicely guessed and of course assumed by Eatmuffin. Of course he's now taking advantage of that, and of course he's also quite quickly limited what Gravemouth can do. with a few sticky bombs, and of course the fact that to get over here, it's not really good vehicle territory. There's only really a few good roads to move on, and as long as Eatmuffin is controlling, for example, this road with the riflemen with sticky bombs, I mean, he's rather limiting what Gravemouth can do, because this is absolutely terrible territory for vehicles to move through. And again, he's moving through the trees, and again, he's actually getting a bit stuck. If only he'd had hidden some troops over there, could have snuck in. And of course, in companies 2, this territory is going to get even worse for vehicles to move in on their own, because again, there's going to be things like True Sight, where infantry can then even better hide. And a manpower blitz going out there, quickly gaining some vehicle and infantry veterancy, and Stooks, thus meaning armor veterancy as well. Gravemouth gearing up for all-out war with the manpower blitz. It's time to return to Eatmuffin, who's floating an awful bit of resources right there. That's 800 manpower. He could go for a motor pool, but then again, he might decide not to. He could also go for Rangers, Rareborn, and anti-tank guns to call in. He just needs to get a doctrine, I think. Gravemouth holding up here. Small defense being run on the ridge with the victory point. Armored cars sneaking back here, seemingly having held off, but no, but as soon as the armored cars moves away, we do see Eatmuffin's infantry moving across the road, going in for the territory, and again the fuel, the vital and precious fuel. Mortals seem to be bombarding the MG bunker, but also the troops here. We're seeing another sniper, in fact, out for Gravemouth to try and get Eatmuffin sniper. The 26th Infantry Division, though, holding on still bravely, but again, Gravemouth goes for this point, this very vital, this very vulnerable point. Gravemouth once more proving his daring and aggression, and we see a Stug out, Sturmgeschütz. And we see the riflemen immediately run off there by the armoured car. And again, I mean, it's quite clear that Eatmuffin needs something to probably deal with the armoured cars. And, oh, goodness gracious, the Volksgrenadiers hit a mine right there. Apparently the sniper course is shocking. Oh, shice! No. And then the mine went off and rather make the shot complete. We do see the armoured car moving in. Trying to get the sniper, and we do see another assault being pushed in here. Armour and infantry leading the way. But armour and vehicles leading the way, infantry staying up until the machine gun rotation has been cleared out. Going for the high munitions there. Lovely job, lovely job. Ooh, mortar gets the engine on the armoured car.
Armored company on fast deployment. Enemy unit down. Hostiles in the compound. Bases under.
Looks like a few infantry losses were inflicted here and there on Gravemouth's troops. Looks like the riflemen are very much intent on sticky bombing the Sturmgeschütz. One then from the 25th Panzergrenadier Division alongside the armoured cars. Sniper going to get overwhelmed right here. He's not careful. Oh, got a bit lucky there, The riflemen were not quite fully aware and could otherwise have cut him down very quickly. Machine gun replacement does go down though. Oh, Pioneer Squad down. Sniper took care of that. Crap bastard. And he's going for armor. He's flooding an awful lot of manpower. He's going for armor doctrine. He wants to go for a Pershing. That's definitely one way of doing it. In the meanwhile, the riflemen are just getting absolutely skewered out in the open. So grim losses right there being done upon them. The bunker at the same time has been lost. And we do see that Gravemouth is overall retreating away. He's taking a bit too much of a beating, and he can't really supply the proper troops to the front line. But at the same time, we also see that Eatmuffin has in fact been pushed back, and I do believe it is time for the mid-game analysis current situation. A bit 50-50 in terms of map control, but for the current time, Gravemouth definitely has the advantage since he has armor and he has vehicles. He's got veterancy for it and veterancy too for his infantry overall. Gravemouth does have the overall more dominant force in terms of raw power, but Eatmuffin, of course, still possesses the greater mobility. And of course, a bit more individually greater firepower with the BAR, some good veterancy, mortars and snipers, but at the same time, he's very much lacking in something that can actually do some proper damage to the armored cars. I mean, he can destroy the armored cars, and infantry can continue much more dauntless without much worry from, armored cars and quickly locking down any of their harassment attempts, because again, that's rather the major problem. So he needs, quickly get the Pershing, but also I think just consider getting a motor ball and getting at the very least a single anti-tank gun up to do some proper damage. And in fact, an anti-tank gun pushing up here could very much throw a spanner in Gravemouth's works and force him back if he is not careful. On the other hand, for Gravemouth, I think the trick is to partly get some more veterancy for his armor, so he gets the MG for the Stug and the health bonus. Otherwise, he needs to actually detach a small force to act as a flank guard. An armored car and a single squad of Volksgrenadiers would do quite nicely, and then of course leave the main force over here to react. Of course, another possibility would also be just, pushing towards Eatmuffin space like he's already done, but of course that's also a slightly dangerous prospect, and it still has to have something holding the right hand side of the map. And again, a small force holding the road right here could probably do a lot, and perhaps also apply some pressure to the right hand side against Eatmuffin. But let us return to the map fight. Let us see what happens, what the two players do, and what Eatmuffin does to try and save his arse. In fact, it looks like Gravemouth is completely abandoning the right hand side, definitely to the advantage of Eatmuffin. MG a bit out in the open. Sniper could have gotten him, but no. And there we go, the road becomes the main front line right here. Gravemouth establishing his defense on the road by more particularly a crater on the road. Snipers moving up, in fact 2 snipers now for Gravemouth. And 1500 manpower again. I know he wants, Pershing, but he needs to stop floating that much. Simply not working. Oh! Dear. But he needs to utilize all those resources and, pressure Gravemouth instead of floating manpower and, not doing anything, allowing Gravemouth to actually gain the resource advantage on the field by being able to use all of his resource cores, and that's gain an overall unit advantage as well. So that is definitely a problem. But there we go, right hand side is now largely American, or we do see a single squad of Grenadiers being pushed in. Grenadiers hiding up there with a Browning automatic in the attic. And the Browning automatic was dropped out the window as Fritz took a bullet to the gullet. And there we go, the Grenadier squad in fact got wiped out. The sniper though! Damn close, a bit reckless. At the same time, the armored cars trying to hunt down the rifleman. In fact, Eatmuffin. I was mixing together 2 names, Eatmouth. Yeah. Sounds a bit disturbing, but Eatmuffin is in fact on the return, despite, lacking some anti-armor assets, which is actually quite interesting, although we now see the armor cars repaired and ready to inflict death and destruction upon the rifleman. The rifleman using the trees to get close enough, sticky bombing the armored car. Snipers doing what they can, but ultimately not enough. The question is, if armored cars and more Stugs would not have been more beneficial for Gravemouth right there. Rifleman getting caught out in the open. We do see a blitzkrieg assault going in from the Volksgrenadiers at the same time. Looks like the engineers up on the right hand side are taking heavy losses to Gravemouth's Grenadiers. Mortar cleared out. Sniper here being a bit reckless. You must know they are German snipers. Apparently the Volksgrenadiers just rushing in. And there we go, 2 snipers, 1 shot, and 1 dead snipers. Tank depot now going up for Eatmuffin, although he's very close to being actually able to get, and no, he's cancelled it, going for instead for another sniper instead of 2 snipers in fact, instead of, perhaps considering that tank depot and getting some tanks and tank destroyers out. I definitely think that was a wrong choice by Eatmuffin. Of course, he's free to disagree if he watches this. Oh, mine went off, knocking out the armored car again. Nice mining there to defend his base. Stug moving up, snipers inflicting nasty losses 30 caliber machine gun plate just tearing through, and sticky bombs going off in the armored car. Sniper pinned to the ground. Brutal stuff, brutal assault on Eatmuffin's base, and there goes Sniper reaching. We see a mortar recruit by a plucky pair of pioneers. And the munitions falling into the hands of Eatmuffin as well. And there we go, the other armored car goes down as well. In fact, he could just get a Pershing right now. A Pershing and push forwards at the same time. We do see Veteran 2 giving machine gunner to the Sturmgeschütz. Come on, Pershing man, that's clearly what you've been wanting all the time. Now get it. Volksgrenadiers and Riflemen fighting over here. Looks like the Volksgrenadiers won that. And there we go. Finally, the Pershing just cancelled that sniper. No, never mind. That was something else I got cancelled. But the Stuke quickly senses that something is wrong and actually pulls back, partly because in fact there's no support for it. Meaning if he got sticky bombed, it would be buggered. We do see a second Stuke actually now up. 2 Veteran 2 Stukes that to prove to be a problem for the Pershing, although if the Pershing plays correctly, it could still overwhelm them, of course, just flank them. Sniper gets a Pioneer, a repair bunker up for Gravemouth as the Pershing now swings in with its 90mm gun. The same gun as an M36 Jackson, which was a tank destroyer with about the same armor as a Sherman, if not a bit less. And there you go, Stuke down to less than half health. The other Stuke could get outflanked and active, but no. Eatmuffin takes a much more direct, a lot less sophisticated approach, and rather plays to German strengths, I fear. Or at least, playing to American weaknesses. Either way, he's definitely not conducting this fight in the most efficient manner, allowing the Pershing to actually take an awful lot of damage when I really feel it shouldn't be necessary to. And again, he could just try to flank the Stukes. And that is sort of what is happening here, although Gravemouth is doing his bloody damn best to ensure that doesn't happen. And there we go, the flank is exposed. Can he get off a sticky bomb and perhaps damage the engine, making an easier target for the Pershing to knock out? Second Stuke taking up precision rifle now, closing in. Main gun destroyed on the Stuke, but the MG is still firing. The other Stuke pulling away, sniper providing covering fire. Volksgrenadiers doing as well, taking losses to the Pershing. And we might see that Stuke go down. No, the shot bounces off. Oh dear. We also see a pack being moved about now by Gravemouth. In fact, it's time to look back at Gravemouth. These 2 Stukes in a terrible condition. The Pershing's not looking too good either. We're seeing field repairs in a desperate attempt. Shot bounces off again. This is not looking too good. Another shot fails to penetrate. Pack opens up. Pershing could go down. That would be absolutely devastating for Eatmuffin. That would be the end if he lost the Pershing without inflicting a single Stuke destruction. Now he moves in again. He moves in again. He wants that Stuke, and he succeeds getting the Sturmgeschütz. Damn close, but he needs to get that Pershing out of there. Now the main gun destroyed. Sniper pinned to the ground, lying in the fetal position and hoping no one finds him. And retreat sniper might get him. No! And the Grenadiers instead shoot him in the back, getting vengeance for all their comrades dead. Pershing, though, just needs to continue getting out of there. And we might see another sniper death. That will be, horrific losses right there for Eatmuffin. Horrific losses. And in that case, also a bit avoidable. Clearly, it's too much occupied with trying to get the Pershing out of there. Can he repair the Pershing, or will the Stuke get it? Shot bounces off. Pioneers are just rushing. Not Russian. Oh! Sticky bomb destroyed the engine. And there we go, the main gun is fixed. Could he try and get the Stuke? Yes, he's going to try it. He's going to try it. By God. Oh, never mind. Come on. And there we go. A second Stuke is down. Gravemouth has lost his assault guns for now. Unless, of course, he replaces them, which is always a possibility. At the same time, he's getting more Grenadiers. But that Pershing definitely needs as many engineers working on it as possible. In fact, he might want to actually reinforce the other squads to repairs a bit faster, because smaller squads repair slower. Important thing to note, and for example, one engineer is not going to repair as fast as the full engineer squad. In fact, he might just consider getting another squad of engineers simply to work on the Pershing. He definitely needs to get it at full health before he sends it in again. And we do see the 352nd Volksgrenadier Division now laying down a defense again here by the medic bunker behind the road, behind the ridge. Pershing getting towards half health. Eatmuffin now holding half the map. The Pershing definitely helped. Another Panzerschräg out for Gravemouth. And a recruit mortar. Grenadier quickly suffers a vengeful shot from the Pershing. Almost at full health now, which is definitely good. Infantry being rushed forwards. Right hand side once more being lost though to Gravemouth and his Grenadiers. At the same time, another one going to sneak in and take that point. Interestingly enough, he's still not bothered mining that bit, since he knows Gravemouth has done this several times for now. Troops getting pinned down by what looks to be MD fire and some blitzkrieg grenades. Pershing moves forwards, taking a few shots from the pack. Those Lances bouncing off a bunch. Pioneer takes a nasty catastrophic hit, down to one man. Likely might want to get that pack crew or get the devil out of there. And it looks like a Pioneer went down there. More changing forwards, likely going to try and get that pack. And the Pershing is already taking catastrophic damage. Going to need to be repaired for some time once more. Tragically so. And he's still getting blasted by the pack. He needs to pull it further away from the front line. He needs to get it out of the line of fire. Come on, Eatmuffin. But we do see the pack is now being pushed away due to the threat of the mortar, which is good news. Riflemen going in against the Grenadiers, but who are now veterans free. That could very much get a lot uglier now for the Riflemen. In fact, they're suddenly taking some very nasty losses. The Grenadiers, but the Grenadiers are going down to half health. In fact, less than half health, down to 2 men. Definitely the Riflemen will win that one. Sniper continues to inflict the losses, and the Pershing needs to get out of there. Come on, Eatmuffin, just pull it further back and repair it in nice and safety. With a lot of engineers, you've got one engineer doing it. That's not going to do the trick. Again, small engineer squads, when they're not a full number, do not take points or repair stuff very fast. You want a full engineer squad, you know, really repair. And usually, I mean, with a Pershing, you want several. And now the Pershing down to so little health. And of course, again, the engineers are simply repairing too slow. Get at least one more engineer squad. Get the other reinforced and get to work again. Larger engagement breaking out here on the right hand side. A bit of suppressive fire could also help. And there we go. In fact, we do see it. The Grenadiers are suppressed. Down to 1 man, and they might lose a... Yes, indeed, Grenadier squad down. Get the Pershing back, get the Pershing back. But there we go, engineers reinforced. Quickly repair the Pershing. It is so low, and half of the Grenadiers are moving forwards. Veterans free, Panzerschräg in hand. Fails to penetrate, though. Come on, Eatmuffin. Grenadier sniped. And the Pershing almost has the entire squad. A sniper might likely get the last man. Nope, he gets away. That was a bit fortunate there for Gravemouth, who's very much lacking in armor and seems to be ignoring the Sturm Armory for now. Victory points also getting close, and it doesn't die. But you probably shouldn't be complaining after the Pershing dinged off so many shots on the Stooks. Volksgrenadiers advancing. Riflemen going down. Oh no, no, don't do it, Eatmuffin, don't! He's getting desperate, he's rushing in the Pershing, but he should at least have had the engineers continue to repair it. Oh dear, that could prove to be his undoing. But there we go. Pershing advances. So far, no one defending. Troops getting sniped, getting blasted. And a sniper went down to the Pershing. He got a veteran. No, don't do that. Repair it. Repair the Pershing. Don't lay down a machine gun emplacement blocking the way of retreat. Please don't, Eatmuffin. Please don't. I understand what you want to do, but you're making a mistake. You're leaving the Pershing to be heavily damaged and an easy target to take out. You've got a veterancy free Pershing. Oh no! You dummy! You had a veterancy free Pershing. You should have repaired it. That should have been your main priority. That was definitely, absolutely hair-pullingly bad from Eatmuffin. I mean, we've seen some good play, but that really was a grave error of judgment from him. That should not have happened. That was a game-changing mistake. Where it went from having a very strong Pershing, which in fact would have been able to take on a veterancy-free Tiger and won. All of a sudden he's back to square one, which actually leaves him with quite a disadvantage. So that was again dreadful by Eatmuffin. Dreadful, and really hurt himself more than anything else. But several veterancy-free rifleman squads, but again, doesn't just compare to a veterancy-free Pershing, because again, it gains increased penetration, and a veterancy-free, it gains increased damage. Grenadiers getting a bit blasted to bits. The pack crew feeling a bit uneasy. Victory points are falling now to Eatmuffin all across the board. It's time to return to Eatmuffin, who's likely got everything, including allied war machines, so why I didn't use it on that veteran-free Pershing at the very least again. And there we go, Veterancy 2 Tiger. Had Ian been properly maintaining his Veterancy 3 Pershing, this Tiger would not have been a problem. Instead, it's likely going to give him a bit of a challenge. So again, Eatmuffin's decision right here may have very well cost him the entire game, which is a definite shame. Cutting in from several sides. Again, the right-hand side now very much open for Gravemouth to move into, so he's very much doing that, supporting with an MT-42 by the looks of it. Oh, that's a Volksgrenadier squad, so never mind. Tiger and Pack moving up there, and exposing the rear of the Pershing is definitely not making it any harder for the Tiger tank. Field repairs do pop up. Oh, that's Active Engineers. He might want to consider getting Allied War Machine up, or something. Tiger takes another hit. Grenadier squad. Oh, we could try and overwhelm the Pack, decrew it, and turn it against the Tiger. That would be a good move. Also getting off some sticky bombs on the Tiger. Sticky bombs, come on. No. Why aren't you sticky bombing it? Why aren't you recruiting the Pack either, at the very least?
Infantry squad reporting capture.
Seems like Eatmuffin can't decide on what to do. Get the Tiger or get the victory points. Of course, he's losing them all as well. And there we go, another Pershing down. Veterancy 2 Sniper. Rather tragic losses. And in fact, where you probably should have had the machine gun emplacements right here on the right flank. Again, you know, machine gun placements, you know, where you don't want to spend so many troops, get them there. Not where most of the army is anyways. And looks like another veterancy 3 unit was lost, this time a veterancy 3 rifleman squad on the retreat even. Tiger immobilized, Tiger's engine on fire, Tiger's threats blown off.
Germans are seizing territory. They've destroyed our barracks.
Looks like he Destroyed his barracks. And another Pershing and GG. Lesai, badly played. Good job though, good sportsmanship, but still, I mean, overall, I mean, the problems for Eatmuffin was partly that stage where he absolutely flooded too much manpower for it to make any sense. When he probably should have just gone for a few tanks. All the snipers again, tanks probably would have done him better. And then that veteran 3 Pershing again, that was pretty much the game-defining mistake, the absolutely point where he pretty much sabotaged himself. Had 2 engineer squads right next to it, didn't repair it, instead set about taking the point and laying down a machine gun emplacement. At the very least, he should have had 1 repairing it, 1 taking the point. Not 1 taking the point, and then, or at least, use some munitions on field repairs, something he should not have had a veteran with 3 Pershing that close to the front line with so little health and no repairs going on. That was terrible. Overall, I mean, the problem was also partly he was losing map dominance. He was having a harder time, holding on to things. And he probably should again use the machine gun emplacements on the flanks. And he definitely should have had more engineers to support the Pershing. He had only 2 squads, and really he should have had 3 squads of engineers to really support and also, keep things clear on other flanks. But again, machine gun emplacements on the sides, and otherwise troops in the centre. That probably would have done better for Eatmuffin. For Gravemouth, of course, there was some nice play. Slightly unfortunate there with the Stooks. He shouldn't really have gotten that cocky when he thought he could get in there and do the job. But overall, nicely played of him. Some good choices. I would have liked to see medic bunker from him, but also medic station from Eatmuffin. Nothing really to remark upon on Gravemouth, though. Though again, he probably could have been a little less greedy and been able to focus on a much smaller amount of territory, and that would have made it much harder for Eatmuffin to actually harass and cause so much damage. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe to your friends? If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of yarn? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.